80-20 rule. Pareto, take me away. 80-20 rule. This guy named Pareto back in the, I forget how long ago, but many hundred so years ago, he discovered that 20% of the amount of work that you do accounts for 80% of the success. Which is, it's like a foreign concept to me. Like, how can someone ahead of time know the ratio of success that any other given person in the world will end up accomplishing? No, that's magic. You're just pretending now. You're just coming up with some information. And no, over and over again, it's been proven. 20% of the work you do accounts for 80% of the success. It's a lot of people in economics use it over and over again. You know, they know that 20% of their customers will end up resulting in 80% of the sales, and these numbers just keep coming up over and over again, and people just keep proving it over and over again. So whenever I come across something like this, some universal principle, I think, wow, there's something we can start with, something that I can use to help me succeed. So how can I use this to help me, to help whoever does want to go out in this world and win, achieve, succeed, strive, better themselves? Okay. So in order to do that, we have to have a goal. My goal is, business. If you guys if you've been following this channel, sorry, it's a motorcycle outside. If you've been following the channel, you know that I do a lot of selling online, which is Amazon. I started off with Craigslist, and then I did swap meets, and I did eBay, and now I'm more focused on Amazon, which is, by the way, Black Friday just hit, and oh my God, amazing amount of sales, and it's going to keep getting crazy and crazier as it gets to Christmas. Anyway, 80-20 rule. So I want to succeed in the line of business. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to build up my YouTube channel. So how do I use, let's say if you're a YouTuber, let's say I'm also doing, my own website, doing the whole blog thing. How can I use this principle to help me succeed in that? So I put my brain to work, and I've been crunching the numbers, so to speak. And the way I've been processing the strategy that I've come across, the strategy that I've come up to is, you can't know what those 20% are going to be. The 20%, let's say in this instance, are videos, since I'm doing YouTube, or articles. I can't know exactly which 20% are going to be the ones that are stand out. I don't know. It could be the ones I do a lot of work on, the ones I don't do a lot of work on. I just released a video about how to ship internationally, and it was an hour-long video, but I put hours into trying to get all this, more than hours, maybe days worth of work trying to get all this stuff done. And I'll distill everything down to the most simplest form. Now, when I did that video, I knew that the market for international shipping wasn't big, but I had to do it. It was one of those videos I had to do for myself. I needed to get out there. It was important to me, and I believe it was important to other people. But I knew that it wasn't going to be one of the most popular. But usually you don't know, all right? So let's go back to the 80-20. Those 20%, you don't know which videos or which articles are going to be the ones that are the most popular. You just don't know. And since you don't know which ones are going to be, well then, what is the best strategy not knowing? Okay, well, since I don't know which ones are going to be the most popular, what I can do is I can try and get to the most popular as fast as possible. Right? If I don't know what they are, but I do know that I can get them, I can create them, and then after which I can figure out which ones they are. So I guess the long way I'm saying is, let's say you just want to create, let's say you want to create 100 videos, right? I have like 110 or whatever it is, right? Let's say I want to create 100 videos, after which a certain amount of time, then I'll be able to know which 20% are going to be the highest ones, the ones that are going to be viewed the most, right? So the strategy would be just keep creating. Create as much as you can to try and get those first 20%. And once you have those 20%, then you can look at that and then determine which ones are the best, or which next set of videos you want to make so as to get the most amount of people watching and subscribing and viewing. So I've done that now. I just kind of, I've known about the Pareto principle 80-20 for a while, but it came up in a video I was watching not that long ago. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to go back into it, take another look at it, and see what I can figure out for myself. And it's just it's amazing to have this, like I said, it's almost like a magic formula. Anyway, so I went into my videos, to my YouTube videos, and I went through and I found the top 20, right? I sorted it by number of views, and it was I think it was like 22 was like from it was like 100 and change, and then I divided by 20%, so it was like the top 22 videos. So I went through and I did all the math, I counted everything up, and then what I did is I ended up seeing something that wasn't 80-20, which was surprising to me. It was 90-10. So I don't know if that's worse or better in the Pareto distribution. So 20% of my videos accounted for 90% of my views, which was, it felt good, but it felt bad too, because that means over 80 of my videos did garbage. Over 80 of my videos accounted for 10% of my views. It's a sobering realization. And I don't like the way I felt thinking about that, but now that I do have a good distribution of amount of videos, I can now go back and look at the ones that did well and create videos from that, variations, or, maybe I have other little ideas that I want to spawn off of that. Now, unfortunately, the top 20 that I did aren't exactly the main thing I want to focus on, which is a little disheartening, but I mean, I don't mind. I mean, the reason I did those videos is because I kind of like those topics anyway. So I got to go revisit that. But also on the other end, those 80 plus videos I did were just, I'm not going to say worthless because I enjoyed them, but at the same time, they didn't get a whole lot of views, and started thinking, they can't just be the worst thing for me. I mean, it's also possible people's taste. Whatever people don't like now, they might like in a month or 2 months from now. So you never know these like I said before, you don't know which 20 are going to be the best, or going to be the ones that people like. Okay. So now that I got some of that strategy, right? Get the most, pump out the most amount of videos you can with my strategy is going to be pump out a lot of videos, but have at least a minimum standard. So it's not going to just be garbage, or it's going to be, low quality video, low quality topics, and something that's not thought out. So I'm going to have, I guess not just me, but I'm saying a good strategy for anyone, if you guys are watching this are interested in it. Have a minimum quality standard. Make sure you meet it minimally. Make a lot of videos. From that, you'll see which ones are your top videos. I'm also going to implement a mixed strategy in which I'm going to pump out some videos with the minimum quality, but also some videos with the maximum quality and everything in between, because I don't know which 20 are going to be the best. It's possible that the ones that I do minimum amount of work on will do great, and that'd be nice because I won't have to put in hours and hours of research and time and editing and all that into it. But there it is. And also at the same time, find out what I'm doing in those 80 videos that's not good, and try not to do that. All right, so 80-20 rule: pump out as much as you can, have a minimum quality standard, do a mixed model, minimum and high, determine which ones are no good, and also try not to do that again. But the biggest takeaway that I have from this, it's funny because I've heard it from many other YouTubers, some of the really big ones with like million plus subscriber base, and they get millions of hits in a day or two. They've said it many times, and it just kind of flies over my head, or I just don't think about it. But now with this 80-20 rule, it ingrained it just a little bit. It made it more prevalent. It's more important now. And what they consistently say, and they say all the time, is don't stop uploading. Don't stop creating